Hello again from Books on the Hill, a mighty twig of the Bethlehem Area Public Library, located at 1401 Stanley Avenue in beautiful Fountain Hill, Pennsylvania. It is Poetry Tuesday once again, and it is Pi Day, March 14th, when the date resembles the number pi, which is approximately 3.14, the magical coefficient that lets you measure the dimensions of circular objects such as pies. And so I have a pie-related poem for you today by James Tate. This poem is called Days of Pie and Coffee. A motorist once said to me, and this was in the country on a county lane, a motorist slowed his vehicle as I was walking my dear old collie, Sydney, by the side of the road, and the motorist came to a halt, mildly alarming both Sydney and myself, not yet accustomed to automobiles, and this particular motorist sent a little spasm of fright up our spines, which in turn panicked the driver a bit. And it seemed as if we were off to a bad start. And that's when Sydney began to bark. And the man could not be heard, that is, if he was speaking, or trying to speak, because I was commanding Sydney to be silent, though indeed I was sympathetic to his emotional excitement. It was, as I recall, a day of prodigious beauty, April 21st, 1932. Clouds like the inside of your head explained. Bluebirds too numerous to mention. The clover calling you by name. And fields oozing green. And this motorist from nowhere moving his lips like the wings of a butterfly, and nothing coming out. And Sydney silent now. He was no longer looking at us, but straight ahead where his election was in doubt. "That's a fine dog," he said. "Collies are made in heaven." "Well, if I were a voting man, I'd vote for you," I said. "A bedoozling day to be lost in the country," I say. "Leastways, I'm a misplaced individual." We introduced ourselves and swapped a few stories. He was a veteran and a salesman who didn't believe in his product. I've forgotten what it was. Hair restorer, parrot feed, and he enjoyed nothing more than a day spent meandering the back roads in his jalopy. I gave him directions to the Denton farm, but I doubt that he followed them. He didn't seem to be listening, and it was getting late. And Sydney had an idea of his own, and I don't know why I'm remembering this now. Just that he summed himself up by saying, "I've missed many boats." And all these years later, I keep thinking that was a man who loved to miss boats, but he didn't miss them that much. So there's your poem for Pi Day by James Tate. Happy Pi Day, everyone.